Hello to you, I do hope you're well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to our new apartment. As you can see, we are in a new apartment for this new academic year. As you can also see, I am having a bit of trouble with the lighting. I have spent far too long trying to work out how to get rid of this shadow and I've completely given up, to tell you the truth. And also the acoustics are a work in progress. Basically, this floor is well, I think it's like wooden or antico or whatever. Basically it's not carpet, so I think that's what is causing the echoey sound when I speak. So I need to get to the shops and buy some big rugs basically, so that I'm not echoing in these videos, but please do bear with me for now. As I say, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would sit down and do a quick teaching video because it is now October. I cannot believe I'm saying that, and it has been 1 month since I started my new role as head of year 8. So I've got my new notebook from Tesco, £1 it was, absolute bargain. And I thought, right, let me make a couple of notes about what's been going on so I can share them with you here on the channel. Before I do talk about my time as head of year 8 so far, I do want to say I hope you are well. I hope you've had a great start to this new academic year, whatever you're doing, whatever you're up to. I do hope that everything is going well for you. So let's catch up, shall we, on what I've been up to in this new role. The first thing I'd say is that I am absolutely loving it. I talk a lot here on this channel about Aristotle and his idea of telos, the idea that every human being has a purpose and that when we fulfill our purpose, we achieve a state of eudaimonia and flourishing. And I know it sounds very cliche, but I really do feel that this role, doing this job, is why I'm here, if that makes sense. I really do find it very fulfilling, very rewarding, and I feel it's a great way for me to give something back and make a really positive difference. And so I really am enjoying it. That's not to say that it's not absolutely exhausting, but I think you find that when you start anything new, don't you? You know, because you are getting used to the new systems that are in place, you're getting used to the job role, and so your brain is working in overtime just as you find your feet, establish new routines, and get your head around everything. So I won't lie, I have been absolutely exhausted. It really has hit me in the past couple of days especially. But I would not change it for the world. It really is the greatest privilege, the greatest pleasure, and I really am, as I say, enjoying it. So what am I actually doing? Well, I've taken on the role of head of year 8, which of course is a role where you are effectively leading a year group in terms of their academic progress and the pastoral support that is provided to them. So there are 180 students in my year group. As I say, they are now in year 8, and I'm really fortunate because I taught the majority of them last year. So I already feel I've got a good understanding of the year group, if that makes sense. I know names, I know faces, and I really think I've started to build those strong relationships with the vast majority of the students. There are, as I say, 180 students in the year group. 18 are more able, 35 are SEND, 158 in total speak English as an additional language, so that's 88% of the cohort, and then 42 of them have free school meals. So, you know, it's a really brilliant year group. I mean, obviously I'm going to be biased because they are my year group, but I really do think they are going to be the most successful cohort that this school has ever seen, and I actually think nationally they're going to be amongst the very top performers at GCSE, for example, because there really is so much talent, and I am absolutely determined to unlock it so that every single student in the year group makes the maximum progress possible and fulfills their full potential, so they can then go out into the world and live their best lives and, you know, have really amazing success in their lives, and therefore, of course, then contribute to the common good and the greater good of society. So the two main events, if you like, that took place in my first week in the role were our welcome assembly for the students, which was led by the principal, and then an information evening for their parents, which again was led by the principal. And I think they really encapsulate those two events. They really encapsulate what this first month has been about, and it has been about setting the standard and getting to know every student. So in the welcome assembly, let's start with that, shall we? The principal, as I say, introduced himself. He is new to the school, he's absolutely amazing, and he also introduced the new academic year to the students. So the rules, expectations, etc. And then it was my job to then speak, obviously, as their head of year for the first time, and talk about my expectations of them. And the mantra that I use is that greatness is a choice. And within that, I like to use an acronym of the word GREAT, because there are 5 things that I expect from all of my students at all times. And they are, as I say, made up of the GREAT acronym. So GREAT. So G means to give it 100%, to put maximum effort in. R means to respect everybody that you interact with. There are absolutely no excuses, in my opinion, for disrespect or rudeness to anybody. E is to engage positively, so to have a growth mindset and to give things a go and to contribute in class. A is to arrive on time. You know, punctuality is so important, isn't it? And attendance is a real priority, especially after COVID. And then T is the most important one for me. It means take responsibility. I expect all of my students to take responsibility for their actions and for their future success. I don't believe that anybody needs to be perfect. Everybody is going to make mistakes, but what matters to me is that we're able to take responsibility for those, so that we'll actually be accountable for our actions and learn from our actions. So that is a priority for me, that all my students are taking responsibility, for example, for having the right equipment and arriving on time, but also then for taking responsibility if or when things don't go to plan, that we're able to actually sit back, take responsibility, apologise if necessary, and then learn from whatever's gone wrong. So yes, I'm a big believer in instilling students with that sense of self-responsibility, because of course that will serve them really well in the future when they are adults. That idea of having personal responsibility, it will help them to achieve great success, because they'll feel they've got autonomy over themselves and that it is through their own hard work that they will be able to achieve great things. So we had that brilliant welcome assembly, which, as I say, was about setting the tone, setting out those standards and expectations. And I said to students, you know, the reason I have these high standards, the reason we as a school have these high standards, is because we have really high aspirations for every single one of you. I said to them, I want you to all be your best. I want you to be the best in the country. That is what we are here to do. I want you to fulfill your full potential and go out into the world and live really successful, happy and fulfilling lives. As I say, I want them to be the very best. And so those high standards and expectations are in place, because I believe every single student has the ability and the potential to achieve truly great things in their lives. And so I think that assembly really, I want to say, went well. Can you say that about your own assembly? Despite the fact it was actually about 35 degrees on the day, so everybody was absolutely sweltering. But I think it really set the tone and provided us with a really strong start for the year. And as I say, I am now really excited to see what my students achieve, not just this year, but also in the years to come. I am determined they are going to be the best in the country, and that they are then going to fulfill their full potentials and live their very best lives in 21st century Britain once they leave the school. Now, the week after that, we then had the information evening for parents. So again, the principal led basically an assembly for parents, in which he again, you know, introduced himself, spoke about the school, his plans for the year ahead, and then I spoke to parents again, and I spoke to them about my role, my expectations, and my vision, if you like, for the year group. So I've got a couple of notes here in terms of what I spoke to parents about, because I didn't want to forget anything that I'd mentioned. So I spoke to parents about my belief that greatness is a choice, and that I expect their child to choose greatness, by which I mean give it 100%, respect everybody, engage positively, arrive on time, and take responsibility. So I said, you know, I'm going to hold your child to those high standards because I have high aspirations for them, and I think very highly of them, and I want them to fulfill their full potential and succeed. So I then spoke to them about what they can expect from me and the school. So I said, we will provide a culture of excellence that inspires your child to be their best and achieve great things. And I said, we are here to ensure your child becomes the best that they can possibly be. And I really emphasise to parents that we are partners. I really do believe in parents as partners, because we do have that common interest. You know, we're on the same page, we're working together, because we want each child to fulfill their full potential and become the best that they can possibly be. And so I really emphasised that we are working in partnership, we are working together, because we have that key common interest, which is the safety, well-being and success of their child. So I spoke about the culture in the year group that I will take responsibility for creating. I also said that parents should expect excellent teaching and learning that enables their child to make the maximum progress possible and fulfill their full academic potential. And I really believe that that journey starts in year 8, when we are laying the foundations for academic success at GCSE and then of course A-level, because we're instilling in students those really positive academic habits which will help them to achieve great things in the years to come. And I'm really fortunate in this role, because I will be continuing as this year group's head of year as they move through the school. So I see, again, this year as a really great opportunity to set the expectations, to build the relationships, to instill those positive habits, so that then as we do journey through to Key Stage 4, students will feel supported, they'll feel inspired, and that, you know, I will have a really great relationship, and of course all of the brilliant form tutors will have a really great relationship, not just with the students but with their families as well, so we can all work together if any issues do arise, which inevitably they will over the years, won't they? But I think, you know, setting the standards in year 8 and then building that homeschool relationship in year 8 will then be really beneficial in terms of supporting students in the years to come. I also spoke to parents about the excellent pastoral support that they can expect, that will ensure their child is seen, supported and ultimately well adjusted for life in 21st century Britain. I'm very lucky to have a great pastoral team who work with me to support students. Mental health is a priority, and you know, we will make sure that every student is seen, that any changes in their behaviour or themselves are picked up quickly, and that we then support them to again be their very best, and to ensure that they are I'm making up words now, to ensure that they are safe, that they are supported, and that we're making their well-being a priority. And then also excellent communication. Again, that idea of parents as partners, to ensure that parents are fully informed about their child, you know, making good use of EduLink, for example, to ensure that we are communicating clearly and that we have open lines of communication between school and home, which again really helps us in our shared interest and our shared pursuit, which is that their child becomes the best version of themselves and fulfills their full potential. So that was another really brilliant event actually early on in the half term, because it was so nice to meet parents, to speak with parents, to, you know, again, you know, set those standards, if you like, and to start building that positive homeschool relationship. And then after that, really, it's been all systems go, as people say. It has felt really busy and it's been great. I love being busy, but I do wonder, where has the time gone? You know, how is it October already? I've just had a delivery today, very excited about this, of some motivational postcards. So I've ordered an initial batch of 60, but I'm now going to order enough for every student in my year group, because if I was not a teacher, I don't think it will surprise you to hear I would 100% be a motivational speaker. You know, this is one of my favourite things actually about the role. It gives me more of an excuse to be giving my motivational speeches and to be, you know, throwing my mantras into conversations. So I've ordered these motivational postcards, as I say, and as I say, I'm going to give each student in the year group one of these. There's some nice ones actually. It does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop, which is nice in terms of resilience, isn't it? And thinking of that bigger picture. No one is perfect, that's why pencils have erasers. All things are difficult before they are easy. You know, you get the gist. Just nice, uplifting, motivational quotes. I think I saw Gandhi in here as well, actually. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Where's that one gone? That was actually quite a good one. I'm not going to be able to find it now. Here it is. Here it is. That's a nice one, isn't it? Be the change that you wish to see in the world. And I love to speak to students actually about the difference they can make in the world, because ultimately, you know, when you go out into the world after leaving school, you've got to think, right, how am I going to contribute to my local community? What difference can I make? How can I help others? And so I think, again, you know, setting that expectation now in year 8 is really powerful, because then I think, where will these students be in 10, 20 years time? You know, what difference will they make in leadership roles, making a big difference and having a really positive influence on society? So yes, the motivational postcards are ready to go, and that's about it really. As I say, it has been busy. I think because I've got a pretty full-on teaching timetable as well, which I'm really happy about, because I really do love teaching. I just love my subject so much. So I've been teaching, what are my classes this year? I've got one year 8 class who are amazing, seriously. I just cannot tell you how impressed I've been by them. So I've got one year 8 class, I've got 2 year 9 classes, and I've taught both of those classes actually at least once before. One of those classes, 9R, I've taught since year 7, since they started at the school and I started at the school. So that's quite nice. And I want as many of them to do GCSE RE as possible, so I can say that I've taught them the whole way through. I've then got 2 year 10 classes who've made an excellent start, I have to say. Really enjoying teaching them. Year 11, I've got 3 classes, and then I've got a new year 12 class who are brilliant, teaching them ethics, and then my year 13s, who I have to admit are my favourites. I am loving what we're studying at the moment, because we're doing religious language, which is one of my all-time favourite topics. So yes, I really do look forward to those lessons every week, and I really think they're going to achieve amazing things in the summer exams. Touch wood, there's real potential for a lot of A's and A stars, so watch this space. I am loving the teaching, but the point of me bringing that up is that, you know, time, I've realised, is very precious. You know, there's always something to do, and you're thinking, where has the day gone? So it's quite nice that the day goes quick and the weeks go quick, but you then do stop and think every now and then, where has the time gone? You know, how is it October already, for example? But yes, I really am enjoying the role. One other thing, this is so random, but I'm going to tell you anyway. One other thing I'm loving is this book that I bought from Tesco only yesterday. I love a trip to Tesco, a big Tesco. Honestly, a big Tesco day trip. Well, I say day trip, I'm not there all day, I mean like an hour. But a big Tesco trip is honestly the highlight of my week. So I went to big Tesco. And I always love to look at the books, because they're always about £5, which is brilliant, isn't it, for a book? So I was having a look, I thought, I want a new book, you know, in terms of work-life balance. I need to be able to switch off, not thinking about school, not doing any work, etc. And this one stood out to me. I don't know why, to be honest. It's the murder mystery, which I've never read before. I've never read a murder mystery in my life. But I picked it up, and I cannot tell you how glad I am that I did, because as you can see, I've had it one day and I'm already on page 170. I mean, the font is about size 72. However, I'm absolutely engrossed. I'm loving it. It's by L.J. Ross, and it is in the summer suspense mystery series, and yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. So that's just your little reminder to make sure you've got a bit of balance in your life, that you are making time just to switch off and relax. Whether you're working, whether you're studying, do make sure you incorporate that time and you actually schedule in that time for you to just switch off, relax. Is so important for all of us. You know, we must not get burnt out, because you've got to, you know, rest and refuel in order to then be your best when you are working or you are studying. You're no good to anybody if you're exhausted, burnt out and fed up, are you? So there's a reminder for myself as much as anybody else on the importance of incorporating that time to rest, relax and recharge. And I will be doing that with a murder mystery book which I found in Tesco yesterday. So yes, there's just a random little book recommendation. If you're reading anything exciting at the moment, do let me know down in the comments. But yes, I will stop rambling now, and thank you very much for joining me. I will be back here with another teaching update soon, hopefully with better lighting. I don't know what I'm going to do about this shadow, but I'll keep you updated on that situation. And so have a brilliant day, enjoy your week ahead, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.